Tonight we have some good news, and we're going to start that good news with employee recognitions by the city manager. Mr. Jackson.
Yes, thanks for this opportunity. We have several recognitions to do this evening. I want to move through these quickly, but want to give all due credit for the great accomplishments that are presented here. I would like to go ahead and call up Darrell Rice, Rob Martin, Kevin Eckenberry, Battalion Chief Joy Ponder, Darlene Barnwell, and Amy Patterson, if they would come forward. And if there are any department directors, their department directors want to come up, this would be a good time for you to come up as well. The very first, thank you very much. I'll give Eric just a moment, because the first recognition I want to do is for Amy Patterson, our purchasing manager. Amy, if you'll step forward. Amy is now a certified local government purchasing officer. Amy earned the title certificate, the title of local government purchasing officer through the North Carolina School of Government. North Carolina governments must abide by very specific procurement and contracting laws. It's a very precision business and must be transparent to everyone. This certification means that Amy and the city's purchasing division are recognized as providers of the highest level of business practices in the state. Amy has been the city's purchasing manager since 2007 and has been pursuing this certification for much of that time in an effort to build herself up as well as to raise our purchasing performance within the department. So we congratulate Amy very much. Anything to add, Eric?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Very good. Battalion Chief Joy Ponder. I want to go ahead and ask Chief to go ahead and do this for me, because this is a proud moment for the entire department.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. It certainly is. Chief Ponder has completed her National Fire Academy Executive Fire Officer program, and this is a very distinguished accomplishment in the fire service. Only 1 out of 3 participants in the program complete the program, and even a smaller group are actually accepted into the program. What is amazing about Chief Ponder is she began this program before she was promoted to Chief Officer. It's a 4-year program at our National Fire Academy, postgraduate level work for 4 years, and she was accepted into this program as a company officer before she was even a chief officer, which is just unbelievable and speaks of her abilities. And she continues to really make the city of Asheville and the Asheville Fire Department very proud with her accomplishments. And this is one more capstone to her career as she completes the National Fire Academy's Executive Fire Officer program and receives her diploma for that program.
I'd like to now call up Robert Griffin, who served a very illustrious career in the fire department as well. And so the reason why Robert's up here is we have some fleet mechanics to recognize, and Robert is soon to be retiring as the General Services Director over Fleet and General Services. But if I could just take the liberty of, let's give Robert a round of applause for his great work. Why don't you say a few words about the fleet operation that you're now proud of?
Yes, sir, I am proud of it. Thank you, Mayor and Mr. Jackson. The 3 individuals that you have in front of you have achieved a level of certification to be able to inspect and certify CNG vehicles that only a couple of other people in the state of North Carolina have. And that speaks volumes to the type of employees that y'all have here at the City of Asheville. And these guys go out of their way to come in after hours when there's emergencies and that, and yet they still do this certifications and get these specialized trainings to better serve the internal customer, which allows us to serve the external customer better. And with that, I would like for Darrell Rice, Rob Martin, and Kevin Hoggenberry to be recognized for their specialized certifications.
As council knows, we have the CNG station that we make available to the community, and it was built in partnership with Buncombe County and Mission Hospitals. We now have 35 CNG vehicles, and this allows us to take care of these in-house. It's a major benefit to have this level of skill on our staff. The final recognition is not for on the job. It is for unsung heroism and completely unplanned, unlike the other certifications and development that you saw here. This is somebody showing heart and courage spontaneously. And that is, I want to describe for you the incident, and then we'll recognize the individual. On May 28, 2013, a member of our water customer service billing team was at her home having a cookout when she heard a woman screaming that her child was missing. Our employee asked the woman the age and name of the missing child. The woman replied that he was 8 years old and autistic. Immediately, our employee went in search of the child, asking neighbors along the way if they had seen an 8-year-old boy. As she proceeded down the road, the sound of dogs barking drew her attention to a particular house. She couldn't see the dogs, but could hear them. Cutting through the next-door neighbor's yard, she spotted the boy inside the fenced backyard being mauled by 4 dogs. Despite the danger and with no thought of her own personal safety, she climbed over the barbed fence and entered the yard, knowing at a minimum she could divert the dog's attention to her and away from the child. She shouted, she ordered the dogs to stop. They responded. She scooped up the boy in her arms, climbed back over the barbed wire fence, and carried him to safety. A neighbor had called 911, and the first responders arrived in the scene, rushing the boy for emergency medical treatment. This unsung hero, previously unsung, is Darlene Barnwell. Darlene. We're so proud of you, Darlene, and it touches all our hearts to know that you would do that. Thank you, Mayor and Council.